Offensive line coach Mike Bloomgren talking about balancing a physical camp with being smart where the offensive line is concerned.
Yeah, I think Kevin has a great plan for that in training camp, and certainly as we're trying to make this a physical training camp, how we're going to take care of those guys, and there's a good plan in place. There's also an open lines of communication where I want to hear from those guys. You know, like, how is your body feeling? Because I know I'm a better coach with those guys on the field, and so we're going to do everything we can to keep them ready for game days while getting the work at these new techniques in some cases so that they can be completely comfortable and can get their job done when they're in there.
Is there also a comfort level given that those four guys have as much experience as they do, especially even together?
Yeah, the nonverbal communication between those guys is really cool. You know, like a grunt means a lot of things.
That might be my favorite saying from training camp. A grunt means a lot of things. I digress. Offensive line has to be, and we've touched on it, they have to rebound if this team's going to win more than 5 games.
Yeah, and Mike Bloomgren was definitely talking about it there, you know, keeping guys healthy, because we've seen injuries kind of wreck this offensive line for the last 2 seasons. You know, DeJuan Jones, back-to-back years, has had season-ending injuries. Jedrick Wills, who's not here anymore, missed time those last 2 seasons. Jack Conklin, you know, out since missed the entire 2023 season after week 1, came back last year and was certainly healthy. So good, that's good to see. But obviously you want to figure out a way, like you said, to find that delicate balance between, you know, getting these guys ready for the season and getting them healthy. And I think it's interesting, the idea of pro coaching more so than, you know, any other level being kind of a two-way street here, where, you know, you got to listen to your players as well. It's not just, you know, you tell them what to do. They're professionals. They know what's going on, so they're going to tell you as well. And you kind of have to weed that dynamic. And Mike Bloomgren, I know he's, you know, coached at Rice for a handful of years. He does talk. You can tell that he was a head coach kind of in the way he talks, but he's also seems like he's smart enough and kind of understanding, like, hey, I got to do my part to, you know, listen to these guys, and kind of they're going to know best how they're going to feel going into the season. So that's, I think, that's an interesting dynamic to have. And I like it. You know, I like, you know, that dynamic of coaches, you know, as much as you want players to listen to coaches, you also want coaches to get feedback from players, because ultimately, if you have that quality relationship, that's when you're typically going to get the most out of those guys.
Yeah, without question. And the other thing is, you can tell there's a little bit of Bill Callahan in Mike Bloomgren, which is a really good thing relative to the offensive line.